Okay. So, now discuss about that outcome based curriculum design. Okay. So, this framework I have already discussed. So, now I go to the course structure kind of course, how do you design the entire particular course in outcome based curriculum way. Okay. So, when I say the course structure means course means it is a particular subject. So, subject development of a particular subject outcome based curricula. So, it is not that only course outcome is part of that only the outcome based curricula, because if it is only course outcome, then the purpose for designing outcome based curricula is that implement accreditation in a classroom. So, suppose I want to implement the accreditation in the classroom, one of the method is called outcome based education. So, in outcome based education what has to be done? Not only you have to write down the course outcome, you have to design each and individual course in a particular structures which I want to explain. Even every laboratory subject also, whenever you are taking a lab, there only not only lab outcome is sufficient, you have to design the entire laboratory structures in an outcome based framework. Similarly, you have to design your entire each and every course for a particular program has to be designed in outcome based curriculum structure, which I will discuss. Each and every course, not only course outcome, when I explain, I will show you what are the points are there, and everything has to be developed before you start the course. So, I will you can say demonstrate that framework software where you can actually develop this entire structures, and I will explain how you use those structures in your teaching learning process, so that student engagement is enhanced, their skill is developed, you support domain independent program outcome while teaching domain dependent program outcome, and how industry can actively provide feedback to the particular course teachers, so that this and course or curriculum is, you can say, the continuous upgradation of the course curricula. Okay? So, all will be supported. When I explain the software, I will demonstrate each and every features. Now, I will show you the, when you say the course means subject, says analog electronics is a course. You have to develop this entire structure of analog electronics like this way. What are the structure content? If you see, first is course name, analog electronics. Then there is a course overview. What is course overview? If you see, generally if I ask what is course overview, we thought that the coverage of the course, this course will include this topic, this topic, this topic, this topic, this course will include application of this topic in this topic, like this way people are generally write that course overview. But here course overview not only the topic coverage, but also it should include one paragraph on how do you able to motivate the student to take this course. Think about what you have done in your first lectures of your class. When you go to the first lectures, you have to explain how this course is fit into the program and how this course is important for solving engineering problem. So, what is course overview content? One paragraph on motivation M and one paragraph on description of the course or coverage. So, one paragraph on motivation. What is motivation? You have to explain how this subject or course fit into the program and why this course is relate, or you can say the relate your course towards the requirement of solving engineering problem if it is engineering course. If it is general course, why this, how this course can be used to solve general, you can say the solve problem exist in the society. Or if I give an example, I think most of you who are come from Bengali background have read that there is a poem called Satyajit Ray, Sukumar Ray problem, the father of Satyajit Ray. He explained in one of the poem is that a learned person ride on a boat and he asks the boat driver, are you know how sun rise, how earth move, how moon rise, how tide come, a lot kind of things to the boatman. At boatman, every time boatman says, no sir, I do not know all those things. And then the learned person says that boatman that, oh, you know that unless you know this thing and your life is why you live kind of things, all kind of things he is saying to the boatman. But suddenly there is a storm come in that river and that boat supposed to sink. Then boatman asks to the learned person, are you know swimming? The learned person, no sir, I do not know swimming. Then that boatman say that your life is now end. So you have to establish the requirement of the subject relate to the real life problem, so that students are motivated on that things, that level. Not only you have to explain, oh, this subject fit into this, nobody is interested. So course overview means one paragraph on motivation and one paragraph on course coverage. I will show you some courses where course overview written, but I am not fully agreed. Only the coverage portion are there, motivation part is not there. But I want that when you develop the course, you should include one paragraph on motivation. Relate your course to the program, relate your course to the requirement on the society, societal aspect. If it is engineering problem, relate it to the solution of an engineering problem. Okay? Then I said course level learning outcome. So you have to write down the outcome which is called CO, course outcome. So what is course outcome? Everybody said course outcome, every outcome must be specific, measurable and achievable. I know how to write the outcome. Then what is the course outcome? Course outcome are the major takeaway from the course by a student. Or I can say, if a student said, from this course, those are the major skill I have to develop. So the skill, major skill which has to be developed by a learner is called course outcome. For example, suppose there is a driving school, 3-month driving training school, and one school say the course outcome of driving training school means entire training, let us say is a course, and one school write down the outcome. At the end of the 3-month program, you will be able to know how gear work, you will be able to describe what is power steering, what is normal steering, you should know, you should be able to explain how different change of gear and when you have to change the gear and all kinds of things written down. And another driving school say at the end of the 3-month training program, let us this is my course, the major takeaway of the learner is that you will be able to drive a car or drive a 4-wheel light motor vehicle in this kind of road condition. Don't think which one is very course outcome. Next one, because course outcome is not all the minor outcome. Many times students should able to explain this thing is a course outcome in engineering education. They will be able to define thermodynamic law of thermodynamics is a course outcome. No. Course outcome are the major takeaway by the students. So what are the major skill they will develop within the course is called course outcome. Generally in this structure we think about the 40-hour courses, and 40-hour courses. Generally, a course is consists of 40 hours. In most of the engineering education, it is 40-hour courses. Let us think about a course duration is 40 hours. Then people will say, how many course outcomes are essential? So, if you say, if I write a 2 course outcome, then I have to think, is this development of these 2 skill required 40 hours of contact with the learner? So, I have to write down the course outcome. The number of the course outcome depends that those of the outcome can be developed within 40 hours of contact. So, whether it will be 5, whether it will be 6, whether it will be 4, it depends on the how much time is required to develop a particular CO. So, if I say generally there is a 5 CO, that means average number of lectures required for development of each CO is 8, 40 divided by 5, so 8. So, course outcome, the outcome which can be developed by a 1 or 2 lectures cannot be a course outcome. So, course outcome are the major takeaway by the students. So, when you say course outcome, think about what are the major skill has to be developed for this course, and each of the skill minimum lecture, average duration of the lecture is 40 hours. So, if I say define law of thermodynamics, how many lectures required? Maybe 1 or 2 lectures sufficient, then it cannot be a course outcome. Okay? Again I will come when I will explain that software. So, course outcomes are the major takeaway by the students, and generally every course consists of 4 to 6 course outcome. How do I come to the number? We said if it is 5 course outcome is number 5, then average number of lecture required for per outcome is 8. If we have a 4 outcome, then average lecture required 10. Average outcome, to achieve the outcome, average number of lecture required is 10. If it is 6, then 40 by 6. It is not necessary every outcome required same number of lectures. One outcome may be required 6 lecture, another 8, another 10, another 12, or another maybe another 8 and 6. But the outcome which can develop by a single lectures or 2 lectures cannot be a course outcome. That means those are not major outcome. I am not saying those are not required. They are required, but they are not eligible as a course outcome. Is clear? Now, cognitive level of the course outcome. Now, cognitive level of the course outcome. When I say, if I say that the course is designed for after 10 plus 2 4-year degree program, let us say for engineering education, BTech electronics engineer, any subject, whether it is introductory subject or advanced subject, if I say my course outcome is cognitive level is knowledge, define, student will be able to define this, explain this, describe this. If this is my course outcome, then those outcomes are not appropriate as a course outcome for a BTech level engineering course. Those CO may be applicable for diploma level or ITI level, but for BTech level they are not appropriate, because when you map CO to PO, if you see, none of the PO says that your outcome level should be knowledge and comprehension. People will say, no, first PO say the knowledge of engineering education. It is not knowledge. If you read that PO, it is written solve complex engineering problem. So, requirement of the knowledge of mathematics, engineering, fundamental science is required, but those are the condition component. What is the performance condition? They should able to solve complex engineering problem. Once I say solve, then it is come from application level. So, any CO which is belongs to comprehension and knowledge level, cognitive level, in a BTech curricula, they are not appropriate. You cannot map them to any one of the PO. Most of the cases will think that CO should start from knowledge comprehension level. That is not required. Many people say, oh, my course is introductory level, so my only students can able to describe and define. If that is the course, that course is not required for a BTech engineering or BE engineering. That course may required for diploma or ITI engineering. So, when you think for a curriculum development of engineering education BTech level, none of your CO should be knowledge and comprehension level. I am not saying they are not required. Students' ultimate minimum skill is they are able to solve, but it is not that they are not able to define. If a student is able to solve certain problem as per Bloom's taxonomy, that if a person able to attain higher cognitive level, it is assumed that lower cognitive level he or she is capable. So, if minimum level required is solution. So, definition, description is required, but they will not act as a major outcome of the course. They will be maybe a module or lecture outcome, not as a course outcome. But tragedy is that most of the cases our question paper is on describe, explain, write a short note. Those cognitive level are not appropriate for graduate or undergraduate engineering in case of our country. As per the accreditation requirement, Washington Accords or NBA, your CO must be start from application level, analysis level, synthesis level, design level. So, what is the ability? Solve complex engineering problem, analyze complex engineering problem, design a complex engineering problem or part of a problem, test, then modern tools uses mean synthesis. So, when you write for CO for engineering education or in higher education, your CO must start from application level, higher cognitive level. Okay? So, that is the course outcome. Then the course level practice problem. If you see, there is a course level practice problem. So, course level practice problem. When I say CO, let us I define this is my CO1. If a student said, yes sir, I have achieved CO1, how he able to test whether he achieved the CO1 or not? So, every CO must be associated with a problem, test item, we call test item or course level practice problem. So, if the CO is in course level outcome related to the course level practice problem or test item. So, if this is my CO1, it must be linked with a problem by which a student can say, if I able to solve this problem, I achieve CO1. So, when you design a curriculum, there should not be any CO whose problem are not given. There should not be any problem without targeting towards a CO. So, I said when you design the curriculum, you have to give a practice problem for this CO, or other hand I can say the attainment of the CO can be measured by this kind of problem. So, assessment is defined here. Assessment is not a separate things on curricula. Assessment, curricula, teaching learning, all combined together is called program. So, they are not, assessment is different, evaluation is different, curricula is different, not that. Curricula, assessment, evaluation, all are correlated each other. When I talk about the assessment and evaluation, I will show how they correlate with curricula. So, when you write a CO, for every CO at least one problem. You can define a problem which may be relate to more than one CO also. So, you can say that the test item 3 is related to the CO1, CO2 and CO3, that is also possible. Single test item can related to the multiple CO, very good, but minimum criteria is that every CO must be supported by at least one problem. It has to be multiple problems should be there, that is good for curricular design. Okay. Then course module, a course consists of several modules. Module means chapter, I can say this is chapter, different kind of chapters, some chapters, chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. Let us think about a course on digital communication, first chapter is analog to digital conversion, okay. Then next chapter, then next chapter, next chapter. So, a course divided in a chapter or called module. Sometimes people say it is a unit also, but we never I mean my framework is not used as a unit, it used as a module. So, module means chapter. So, once you develop the course, include the chapter, those chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4. So, you can say the course module chapter 1, then name. Once you include the chapter, each chapter or module consists of several things. What is there? Module overview. What is module overview? Course overview, motivation plus coverage. What is module overview? How this module fit into the course and what is the coverage of the module. Why? I can say a course and a module which is not required for that course. But if I say this module is required for that course, why? Why this module is part of that course? One paragraph, and another paragraph is coverage of the module, that is called module overview. If you when you read about the attributes of good teaching, you say that course organization is one of the parameter, and one of the parameter is signal the transition from one topic to another topic and explain how this topic fit into the entire course. So, module overview, paragraph 1, how this module fit into the course, another paragraph, what is the coverage of the module. Okay. Then there is a module level learning outcome. Here it is course level learning outcome, CO. CO is the major takeaway by the students from the course or major skill what they have to develop. What is module learning outcome? The outcome which has to be developed for that module. Outcome which has to be developed for that particular module. So, outcome, when you write the module outcome, it must be achieved within that module. So, suppose a module consists of let us 2 weeks, or let us say there is 8 lectures in 2 weeks. Now, if a module consists of 8 lectures, then I have to think that what is the outcome I can achieve within these 8 lectures, that is called module outcome. So, module outcome are the outcome which can be achieved within that module. Okay. Then module level practice problem. When you write an outcome, there must be associated with a problem by which a learner can test whether he or she achieved the targets or not. Module outcomes are the target, problem are the testing element by which he can say I have attained the outcome. Okay? And it has to be related. I will show you in the framework software how this is done in software. So, you do not have to think about this question, this kind of things. So, when you put it in the software, software automatically take care about this kind of things. Okay? So, each of the outcome must be associated with a test item. It is module level, then module outcome, module problem. Course level, course outcome, course problem. Okay? Then module learning strategy. What is module learning strategy? People say today lot of material are available in the internet. You can search Google any topic, thousands of pages will be open up, which is the material of about that topic. How do you find out how much material and for what purpose is required? I am saying analog electronics, let us design a push pull amplifier. I search, I found 10 video lecture, 20 web page, 30 simulation, many material. Now, which material I want to go or which material I should take, who will decide? You can say learner may decide, learner is free to decide, but are you seeing that in a what the job of the teachers there, why the teachers are exist there? So, what I said, in outcome based curricula, the learning is learner responsibility, teacher responsibility is guide and mentor the students. So, if the goal is defined, as a teacher I have to show the path to reach the goal. So, all the material is nothing but a path to reach the goal. So, as a teacher I can say this material is good to reach this goal. So, if my module goal is this, so I can say those are the material which is guide you to reach the goal. So, those are called module learning strategy. It is not that you will include, okay, read the book of this, not that. For this chapter, read this book, this edition, this page to this page. You can also say, make a group of 5 students, read this book, this chapter, this book, this chapter, this book, this chapter by an individual student and discuss among yourselves to solve the problem which is given in the end of the module test item. So, module learning strategy describe how they can collaborate to learn particular concept and where. It is not you have to dump the material, you have to say where they have to find out the material for learning. If you provided them the ready material, they will never read it. And if you say that I will upload material in my web page, then you maybe violate the copyright. So, what I am saying, you only give a path. Now, students themselves can search those paths, read those material and achieve them outcome. So, actually you have to enhance their self learning ability and that will do it. In a practical example I can give, if you provide the ready material in module learning strategy, all scan copy of the book, all upload this thing. So, there is a huge number of repository of content. None of the students are interested on those content, because there so many contents are there, why should I go there? Very interesting example I can give you. Think about before that digital camera come out. all of us are analog camera, but we take the picture very precisely, that we have to think, okay, should I take this picture or not, should I take this picture or not. So, you think before taking the picture, but today we have a digital camera. Without any thing, we can click, click, click and we collect the pictures, but none of us see the picture again, only we click and it is deposited, because it is easily available and so much picture is there. So, I have not visited the picture again. Think about your analog picture time, picture is very precise. So, I once upon a time, okay, I will visit the pictures, okay, this picture taken that time, but today we never, because so many pictures are there, we cannot do that. So, that is why I said module learning strategy do not include the ready material in the module learning strategy, only provide the reference of the material, pointed reference, provide a strategy of learning, how they collaborate, how they learn the concept, those things. Do not give them the ready material, okay? That is module learning strategy. Then every module consists of lectures. A module means chapter. A chapter consists of several lectures. So, let us say chapter 1, I take 8 lectures. So, a chapter 1 consists of 8 lectures, lecture 1, lecture 2, lecture 3, lecture 4, lecture 5, lecture 6, lecture 7 and lecture 8. Each of the lecture has a name. So, lecture 1 name is given. Then lecture summary, lecture level outcome and lecture level problem. Every outcome has a problem, because I said once you set the target, there should be a procedure by which a learner can test themselves whether they have achieved the targets or not. So, what is lecture outcome? Lecture outcome is the outcome which can be achieved within that lectures. Okay. So, lecture outcome, the outcome which can be achieved within that lecture. What is lecture summary? If it is given a lecture, suppose I want to give a lecture today, what is the lecture summary? So, you can say that every lecture must consist of some concept, some information or some derivation of a something will be there. So, how can I summarize the lectures? 1.5 page, maximum 2 page summary of the lecture, or I can say the key concept which I cover in the lectures. What is the outcome? What skill I have to develop on those concepts, and every outcome associated with a problem. So, then and there I can test whether I achieve that outcomes or not. So, this is the entire structure as a teacher I have to develop for a particular course. So, number of course outcome, module outcome, lecture outcome. Next lecture I will discuss what is the difference between the course outcome, module outcome and lecture outcome, and also I try to I will demonstrate the software which is developed and how do you develop the entire curriculum using that software. Okay? Thank you.